Good morning, and thank you all for taking the time out of your schedule to join us here today. A little over 2 years ago, Rabbi Eitan Mentz from B'nai Israel Synagogue came to my office seeking assistance from Bessie Gardner, the citywide Jewish liaison, and I to create an area downtown where Sabbath observant Jews would be able to carry items over Shabbos. Did I pronounce it right? Shabbos. Okay, I'm happy to report that this morning, I, along with the other members of the Baltimore City Board of Estimates, approved the downtown Eruv, which will be the third one of its kind in Baltimore City. Currently, there are 2 Eruvs that exist in Baltimore City. On November the 7th, 1979, then Mayor William Donald Schaefer issued a proclamation which granted rights for the Northwest Baltimore Eruv. Eruv that is still in existence and is very used today. Then on November the 5th, 2008, then Mayor Sheila Dixon issued a proclamation which granted rights for the Homewood Eruv at Johns Hopkins University. With this project coming to fruition, it will assist in reviving a once vibrant Jewish neighborhood where families who are observant can come and choose to move into the city and purchase homes. Where doctors of Johns Hopkins Hospital, patients and their families stand at the Tikva House, which is a comfortable home base for Jewish families caring for their loved ones receiving treatment, will now be able to keep the commandments of the Sabbath and walk around the downtown area freely. Where observant families can come and vacation and spend their time at the Inner Harbor, Fells Point, Harbor East, and any other parts of Baltimore City. I now would like to thank the following city agencies for their assistance with this project. Frank Murphy, the acting director of the Department of Transportation. Raise your hand, Frank. Brent Hooper, the general superintendent. Is Brent here? David Fram, real estate agent, right of ways. Is he here? Okay, he's not here. For inspecting and approving the poles within the boundaries. Steve Sharkey, director of the Department of General Service, for authorizing the boundaries to include city buildings. Steve, shake it. Allison Perkins Corn, Chief of Staff for Baltimore City Public Schools, for authorizing the boundaries to include Baltimore City Schools. Lastly, I especially want to thank Hannah Rose Contraduke. I don't want to mess up your name. Contraduke. Okay, that's you. Okay. Is Contraduke, Assistant City Solicitor, Baltimore City Law Department, who worked together with Betsy and spent countless hours making sure all the guidelines were followed and approval granted. Before I turn it over to the rabbi, I want to acknowledge my city council members who have joined me today. Are they here? Councilman Zeke Cohen. I thought I saw Robert Stokes. Oh, Councilman Stokes. Okay, and our Comptroller Joan Pratt. I would like to turn now to Rabbi Eitan Mentz and Stacy Goldenberg of the Tikva House Executive Director say a few words. I would now, if he would come forward, he can have a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. First of all, big thank you to dear friend and acting mayor, Jack Young. Really, without you, this could not have happened, and your support and enthusiasm. I also want to make sure to thank Betsy Gardner, who truly, without this, really was the one who pulled everything together, and we have to give her a big debt of gratitude. Thank you, Betsy. To Hannah Rose as well, who spent countless hours on this project. We thank you so much as well. And to all of the different agencies and departments and individuals who Mayor Young thanked as well. I also want to give a big debt of gratitude to some of our earliest supporters who for believing in this project, to Daniel Klein, to the Atman family, to Mark Atman and Gary Atman. Thank you so much for your support. This project is very exciting for Baltimore City as a whole. Most major cities with strong Jewish populations, whether New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Washington, D.C., all have Eruv areas, and we're really excited that Baltimore has also become a destination in this way, both for the families that are here, to make sure that also families remain in the city and stay in the city, as well as for those who are visiting, for conference attendees. We get calls every year. We get calls from individuals who are considering taking jobs and internships and residencies here, and they ask about whether there is this infrastructure like an Eruv. So we're really, really excited for this to come to fruition. I want to also mention the fact that by the fact that we'll also be able to include the Tikva Home and Hopkins Hospital. This is a great service to be able to provide so that those who are in need and coming and visiting their family members at the hospital will have the opportunity to be able to observe the Sabbath as they so desire. At a time when there was just an attack in the synagogue in San Diego, I want to also say this should be in honor of Lori Kay, who was murdered, and also to the great strength of Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein as well. Rabbi Goldstein, after that attack and after his heroic efforts, wrote that now I'm going to be even more proud about walking down the street, observing my faith, and being able to walk freely in this country. And with that, this is what the Eruv represents as well. And so with that as well, we're tremendously grateful to the city and for Baltimore City and to Mayor Young for making this a place for all people. So thank you also very much. I'm going to ask Stacy Goldenberg from the Tikva House to say a couple words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Rabbi Mintz, first of all, thank you so much for making this happen, and thank you to everyone here for making this happen. We really could not have done it without each and every one of you. Rabbi Mintz really said it all, but I just do want to say on a personal note how this affects our families at the Tikva House. The Tikva House is a facility that is across the street from Johns Hopkins Hospitals, and by what you're doing here today, you're enabling families to stay together who have a life-threatening illness, a serious illness, and sometimes even a happy occasion like, the birth of a child. And what this project is doing is it's enabling families to stay together, take care of their loved ones, and most importantly, be together as a family unit. So for that, we are forever grateful. Thank you so much.
Madam Controller.
Okay, yes. I'm pleased that the City of Baltimore has chosen to embark upon this venture. Creating a space for people to expand their environment is good for our city and advantageous to our community. I sincerely believe that this undertaking of the downtown Eruv will prove to be rewarding for all of Baltimore.
I will now sign the proclamation. Oh, I forgot to introduce our commissioner. Okay, I'll now sign this and okay.
The one last thing that part of the proclamation ceremony as well. Symbolically, I also provide a $1 to Council Young,
Come around this way, him.
to Mayor Young.
I'll make sure y'all get this one.
By the way, I really want you guys really got a great lesson in Eruv building, and Mayor Young was able to explain an Eruv better than anybody else, better than most rabbis. So Yasher Koach, we say great job on that. With this $1, also we handing this over signifies that you grant us permission, that the city grants us permission to establish an Eruv zone in downtown Baltimore, and we thank you for that, and thank you for signing this proclamation today.
Thank you. There you go, him.
We will ensure you receive a receipt.
Okay. So, thank you. All right.
Good day.
Congratulations.
Big smile, big smile.